All right, have you ever had this happen to you? You're cruising along in your life, your routine starts to get so monotonous that days start to blend together, you keep chugging along, and then one day you look at the calendar and you realize it's 6 months later, Christmas is almost here, and it only feels like a few weeks have passed. How did time fly by so quickly, right? Comfort. That's how. I think all of us have experienced this in our own way. I know I definitely have. And the way that I think about comfort is it's kind of like a virus. It invades and then it starts sucking life force from us. And if we don't notice or we don't do anything about it, pretty soon that virus takes over our entire body and our entire life. The older we get, I think the easier it is for us to let comfort slowly creep into our routines. And inch by inch, once that virus has infected us enough, it completely takes over. And then we start to operate on autopilot. One missed workout turns into weeks of missed workouts. Our nightly show that we watch turns into 4 hours of Netflix. Comfort sneaks its way in like a Trojan horse, and then suddenly we're living completely different lives and time is flying by us. I read a really great quote last week and it was, "Comfort turns your legs weak and your spirit heavy." Sometimes we get comfortable because, we're waiting for a golden opportunity to come our way, whether, that golden opportunity is in our career or our relationship or our life. And while we're waiting for it, we get comfortable and then our psychological legs fall asleep. Then when that opportunity comes, we try standing up, but our legs aren't working. And suddenly it dawns on us that the sharpness that we used to have in our minds has now turned into a heavy, lethargic spirit that's not ready really for anything. I think the biggest kicker to all of this is that our whole world, especially now, is filled with comfort, and it comes in so many different forms. So it's a really crafty virus. The most obvious comfort I think all of us can think of is our phones, because it's always a reach away, it's accessible anytime, and it's always ready to fill our eyes with millions of things for us to scroll by, chuckle at, and then forget what we were even doing in the first place. But even more insidious, in my opinion, is comfort that's disguised as being productive or being successful. We'll work for years and years going to school or trying to get into a position that we've set our eyes on, and then we get in that position and then we get comfortable. It feels really good because we reached that position that we've always dreamed of. It's a respectable spot. Maybe it brings in a lot of money. Maybe people are impressed by it, and then we just get comfortable there. And slowly we turn on autopilot. Problem is, comfort dulls our senses. It takes away our vigor, it steals our sharpness. While we get all secure and we get all cozy in our cocoon of comfort, we lose our passion and we lose our interest in exchange for relaxation, thinking that things are always going to be this good. I think we take for granted the work that we put in to get into that spot, and then we don't think that anything is ever going to change, and we start to lose that hustler spirit that originally got us to where we are. The wolf that's at the bottom of the mountain is always the hungriest wolf, while the wolf that's worked its way up to the top gets lazy and fat and comfortable up there, not realizing that the other wolves never stopped fighting, and now they're coming to rip him to shreds. So whatever position we have in our lives, it can always be threatened, whether it be from somebody who's younger and hungrier for that spot, or from some completely unexpected emergency we weren't prepared for. And when that moment comes, if we've let comfort zap us of all our energy, our skill, our love, our passion, we'll be hit with a really hard reality check that we really aren't ready to deal with. Now, I've had this happen so many freaking times in my own life. I've let a short vacation turn into months of bad habits because it's comfortable. I've let my brain relax because I can just lean into my routine and depend on that taking care of everything. I found myself wondering what happened to certain goals or passions that I used to have, and every time I finally wake up and realize it, I'm disappointed in myself, and it's always so much harder to get back to the mindset I had before I let the comfort take over. All right, so what's the solution, right? I think just as much as I know that it's not going to be easy no matter what the solution is, because life is a balance of allowing the right amount of comfort in without letting it take over everything. I think self-auditing and being mindful of your daily and weekly routine is probably one of the best ways to get away from our human tendency to comfortably turn on autopilot. And I think journaling is probably one of the best ways you can come face to face with what you're doing every single day of your routine. You might look back a month in your journal and notice that now you're spending 5 times more time on your phone every single day. Or you might notice that you haven't worked out, or you haven't stretched in weeks. Or you might notice that you haven't learned a single new skill in that field or that hobby or that passion that you used to be so strongly, vigorously passionate about gaining knowledge in every single day. Another thing that's a little bit less direct that has really, really helped me is putting myself in in uncomfortable situations whenever I can. So like that could be anything, social situations like going to parties or mixers when I'd obviously rather stay in and just relax, or exercising in a way that I haven't in a long time, like swimming when, you know, maybe I'm really good at running or biking, or trying a new hobby that I completely suck at. Because getting uncomfortable in one situation, I think, carries over and it helps to break comfortable routines in other situations. Whatever it is, I think we really have to be careful not to let comfort take over our lives, because it'll steal our childlike excitement, it'll take away our physical capabilities, our use of our bodies, and ultimately it'll burn through our most valuable thing: time. This is something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I've been listening to this new book, The 50th Law. It's by 50 Cent, but it stirred up some new thoughts on it that I really wanted to share with you guys, and that's really where I came up with the idea for this video. And I started looking at myself and how I've let comfort take over certain parts of my life. I actually really love looking inwards, and I'm actually always trying to improve myself, and so that's kind of why I wanted to share this. Is I think it's something that we can all benefit from, and I think it's, you know, relatable to everybody. Everyone wants to improve themselves, or at least hopefully wants to improve themselves. So I know this is kind of a different topic than I usually do on this channel, but if you guys like this, I would really appreciate if you'd let me know, because possibly if you do, I would love to do more of these videos in the future. For now, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It's gonna help it get out to way more people. Of course, subscribe with the bell notification so you actually get notifications when future videos go up. And then let me know what your thoughts are about this exact topic of comfort. If you have any tips that have helped you, put them in the comments below, or if you just want to let me know what you thought about this video, I would also really appreciate that. And if you have any books that you're listening to, put them in the comments too, because I really want to make that list of what I'm reading and what I'm going to read in the future bigger. So put them in the comments below. I hope you beautiful people are having a fantastic weekend. And also, if you haven't checked out my recipe book and my vegan beginner's guidebook, definitely check them out. Put a link in the description below. A great way to expand your knowledge of veganism and how you go about it. Also a great way to support my channel. And I will see you beautiful people in the next video.